back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. Happy July. Some of you know I am closed to bookings at the moment. If you absolutely need one, please don't hesitate to reach out. If a coaching session, a reading, a healing session, please don't hesitate to reach out because I will always be available and be of service if absolutely necessary. But I'm taking some time out this July really just to renew myself, recover, recuperate, all the reads, right? It's been a very interesting past couple of weeks. I've been experiencing a lot of upgrades, a lot of downloads, a lot of clarity, a lot of shifting energy, a lot of movement. Not in my physical world. I've been really called to rest a lot, really take care of my physical body. It almost feels as if I'm shut down. Now, I don't feel like I'm in hermit mode. I don't feel like I'm in solitude, so to speak. I want to get out there. I want to get out and be in nature. Do not want to be around people, or at least a lot of people, or at least, let me put it this way, people that I don't feel entirely secure with, comfortable, safe with. It's really interesting energy. People that don't entirely feel comfortable with. There's this, I guess you could call it hermiting energy. There's this feeling of just wanting to be with soul family, and being out in nature. It's almost like I cannot make myself sit down at my desk and do my, I just saw being grounded. It's almost like I can't do this work right now because I'm getting called to be outside, to be in nature, just a lot of grounding energy. And it's because there's a lot of energy, a lot of shifting energy, a lot of alignment that is happening energetically. So I don't know if you guys are experiencing the same thing. Let me know. I think it feels almost like everybody's experiencing this energy a little bit different. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how you guys are experiencing this energy. Now, it doesn't feel bad. It just feels unexpected. It feels a little bit uncomfortable. I am such a person who I have a lot of projects that are still on my plate that I am still interested in completing, especially for the community, and they will be done. But it's almost like everything's taking a back seat to self-care right now, to self-renewal, to rest, recuperation. It's because there's so much energy that is being generated. And what I'm actually hearing now, it's because the collective energy is so fraught with tension and fear. There's a great awakening that's happening. There's a great ascension that is happening right now. There's a lot of moving energy on the planet right now. And so as light workers, as way showers, as part of this collective, we are really as leaders, we are really helping to transmute that energy. So we might be feeling that need to rest in order to recuperate our own energy, renew our own energy, or to hold that space and hold that light for others who are not consciously aware yet. So that's really interesting. So allow yourself to have compassion, allow yourself to have patience, and allow yourself to really have a lot of self-nurturance and self-care at this time. It's very much needed. Because there is so much that is being transmuted right now. So much energy that is being expelled. So grounding is going to be really... The other day I went for a hike with Moxie, my dog, and I just touched all the trees that I was called to, as I was passing, and I got to this one tree on the trail that I've introduced myself to. Crazy, it's okay. One time I was there and I introduced myself, and because it just felt like I needed it, and I just hugged it, and it felt so grounding and so good. And I did that the other day, and it just alleviated all of the anxiety and just allowed me to ground into Mother Earth and just feel that presence, and it made me feel at ease so I could come back and do my work. I feel like a lot of us are experiencing that, and it's because there is so much moving energy. I want to say too that last night I had a dream. It was a very nondescript dream until the end, right before I woke up, literally seconds before I woke up. I had an image flash through my mind of a heart and a sun rising behind the heart. It was a symbol. They showed me there was so much energy that was generating from this symbol. I would never be able to replicate it. I got up and I quickly scribbled in my journal what it was, so I remembered it. But I will never be able to replicate what it actually looked like, what it actually showed me. But it was a heart with the sun rising and so much power and so much energy being generated from that. And I really feel like that's for our Sacred Partnership Collective, where that is the rising sun, SON, as well as SUN, they're saying. So it's the rising sun, the rising of the Christ consciousness within the masculine collective, but it is also the collective Christ consciousness as far as the ascension. And it's the bridge between the heart and the power of the sun, so to speak, for lack of a better word. It is the loving energy of Christ consciousness energy. It was powerful and beautiful, and I feel like that's really what we are experiencing here now, especially with the Sirius Gateway that we just experienced. We have the 7-7 portal that just passed as well. We had all the eclipses. There was a lot of cosmic support that was pouring onto the planet at this time, even though, or the past couple of months, even though it felt like the collective was fraught with a lot of tension, even though it felt like the planet itself was just kind of racked in chaos. There is order in chaos. Remember, there is something in nothing. There is nothing in everything. There is chaos and order, order and chaos. We are transcending the black and white. We are transcending that duality consciousness. So allow yourself to really take care of yourself and nurture yourself as you feel called to. All right, lots of shifts happening for the collective when it comes to sacred partnerships as well. Lots of reunions happening, lots of reconnections happening. For myself, I'm going to speak candidly for a moment. I'm not going to share everything that I was experiencing because it does feel very sacred, and I do want to sit with it for a while with this experience, and everybody's going to experience it a little bit differently. But doing my own inner work, like usual, as always, I really have been diving deep just to clear more and more layers, more connection within myself, more connection to God, and wanting to connect again, at least energetically, with my counterpart. And what I realized over the past week or so was this energy of as open and vulnerable as I can be with thousands of you across my social media platforms, as I've done my entire life. You know, when I was younger in my 20s, I had a self-development blog, and it was very easy for me to share my journey with career development and self-development and Lyme disease and illness and mental health and all this stuff. And that obviously carried over into my books, where I share, myself in my books, and it carried over into this business where I have shared the raw and the real, because that is authentically who I am. I am able to share because that is how I connect. That's how I love to connect with people, through our stories, through our experiences. But I also realized that when it came to my divine counterpart, it was very difficult for me to be vulnerable because of my past close relationships, my past intimate relationships. And so that trust, even that trust with my divine counterpart, had been really stretched to the point where it was difficult for me to open up. It was difficult for me to feel that secure and that safetiness, that vulnerability, that intimacy. And so with being vulnerable and intimate with myself, okay, what am I actually feeling? That radical honesty. What am I actually feeling? Why am I actually feeling this way? And what is it that I actually want? For me to really be able to express that was very, very difficult, but I did in conversation with my counterpart, and he was just so beautiful and receiving, because we had reconnected physically, surprisingly, unexpectedly, just earlier in this past week. And that led to more triggering for me and more recognition of that deep inner wounding, where it was difficult for me to trust and difficult for me to be really vulnerable and open. And so for me to, as expressive as I am, as communicative as I am, that was really hard. But I really allowed myself to overcome that fear and take that step to reach out. And he was just so beautifully receiving. That was the conscious masculine who listened, who expressed himself, who created that safe space for me to express my emotions. So he was that conscious masculine, whereas I was that conscious feminine. he was the masculine that was holding the security, that protector energy, that container, so that I could express my emotions as I needed to, in a very grounded and real way. And man, it was not easy. It was one of the scariest things that I've done, but it also really helped me realize so much more about myself, so much more about my connection, so much more about him. And yeah, so that's why I keep, in all my sessions and in all these collective readings, we really talk about allowing yourself to do the deep dives. For some, it's going to be abandonment is that core wound. And there, it all comes down to core wounds, right? So there's abandonment, there's neglect, there's rejection, there's worthiness. So these are all core wounds. But the way those wounds are expressed is going to be a little bit different for everybody, or you're going to be diving deeper into layers, and that's going to be a little bit deeper for everybody. But what that does is it unlocks more layers of yourself, being intimate and vulnerable with yourself, being honest with yourself, connecting deeper to yourself. And when you're connecting deeper to yourself, you are connecting deeper to your counterpart, because your counterpart is you. As I said to a client, they're not just part of you, they are, or they're not just within you, they are part of you. They are you in so many ways. They are you not just as your masculine embodiment or your feminine embodiment pushed out in another vessel, a physical vessel, but they are you within you as well. They are you. And it's really hard for us to understand that. And sometimes as long as we've been on this journey, sometimes it's really hard to grasp that, especially if you've felt them energetically, if you've been in physical proximity. It's really hard to really have that really grounded and integrated and anchored in understanding, oh my gosh, this person is me. And we're like that with everybody. Everybody is an aspect of us. Everybody is an aspect of God's source. But part of this journey is really anchoring that in and understanding that on a very visceral level. And this is what the higher heart ascension phase of our journey is now. It's really grounding all of that in. We're going through the healing. We were going through the releasing. We were going through the, you know, active healing and purging and shifts in consciousness, but this is really grounding all those lessons and all those experiences in. This is embodiment. This is what this phase of our journey and what this year really is about. This year really is about embodying all the lessons and self-mastery that we have reached on this journey thus far. That's this inner union, is really feeling them as part of you and allowing yourself to receive that, allowing yourself to believe in that. We've talked a lot as well about, I will get to the reading, but we have talked a lot about as well that there are going to be some shifts on the journey. You guys, if it's resonating for you, then you know which part of this you're with. For some, it's going to be your masculine is transforming and shifting and changing, growing into that divine conscious masculine. And for others, it's going to be another high-level soulmate or a counterpart that is going to be coming in that is matching your frequency and also matching your desires, matching, your dreams, matching, what it is that you wish to manifest, what it is that you wish to experience. It's going to resonate for everybody a little bit different because there is this little split that's happening in the collective right now. It's going to resonate for everybody a little bit differently, but take it as it resonates for you. You are the only one that knows your journey. You are the only one that knows your heart. You are the only one who feels, that energy. So take it as it resonates for you. But it is really beautiful because this is conscious masculine energy uniting with conscious feminine energy or sacred feminine energy. Divine masculine energy uniting with divine feminine energy in the sacred union. And you're really feeling this and have been feeling this within yourself, but now it's time for that physical connection, for that physical reunion. And that's going to look a little bit differently for everybody, like I said. So just don't have that expectation. Don't attach to an outcome. You're still in the middle of a story. You're still in the middle of the story here, and you're writing the story. One of my favorite authors is Peter S. Beagle. He wrote The Last Unicorn. And he has a quote in the book that says, there are no happy endings because there are no endings. And then later on he says, well, there are no happy endings because, or the happy ending doesn't come in the middle of the story. Well, there's happiness, there is joy, there is peace. That is the happy ending, but it doesn't end. There is no destination to be reached. We think that there is a destination to be reached, that sacred union is a destination to be reached, but sacred union is within us and always has been within us. We have always been in union. We're just clearing all the cobwebs and all the layers of illusion and lifting that veil to recognize that, hey, we've always been in union and we've always had that ability to be in unity consciousness with everybody, especially in union with our counterparts. But it's still being unfolding. It's still being written. You're still writing the story. And that's why I say your present moment is your point of power, because you don't create from the past. You can use the past experiences to reflect, to learn from, to gain that wisdom from. And you don't create from the future. You have what it is that you desire. What is it that you want to create? What does your future want to look like? Hold on to that vision. But create from the present moment. That's your point of power. It's your frequency. It's your vibration. It's your energy. It's your thought process. It's your heart that you're in right now. That is what matters. That is where you create. That is what leads to those future timelines. I feel like the Divine Masculine is really beginning to understand this as well. There's a heart activation that is happening. Divine Feminines are really anchoring this in. Divine Masculine is beginning to really understand. It's almost like it's go time is what I'm hearing. It's like it's go time. It's like, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? What have I been waiting for? The distorted masculine has really been in an energy in the past of, I have to have this, this, and this aligned in order for me to move forward here. I need to have my finances in order. I have to be successful. I have to have a home life. I have to have this, legal matter resolved. I have to have this family matter resolved in order for me to move forward into my mission, into my heart space, into the relationship that I want. They felt like they had to have everything lined up. That was their mind. But now they're recognizing that they're just kind of prolonging their own pain, prolonging their own suffering, prolonging or resisting their own desires by not taking action towards what they want, by not following their heart. So the Divine Feminine on the other side is really anchoring into that feeling of trusting her intuition and trusting that it is coming to pass. She is already taking divine guided action based on her intuition. That's where she's in balance with her masculine and her feminine energies. But she is also learning how to trust the unfolding and trust that she doesn't need to chase anything. She can just take the next step that she's guided to take and recognize that it's coming towards her, that it's attracting towards her, that it's magnetizing towards her. So both masculine and feminines are really anchoring into this new level of consciousness. Feminine is, I don't have to chase it, I don't have to force it, I can just attract it. Again, she has to take action too, but that's trusting her intuition, trusting what the next step is, taking action based on the next step. Divine Masculine was in a place where he was just in complete resistance, very stubborn energy too, just in complete resistance, and he's learning that he needs to take action to take that first step in order to move forward and move ahead, because otherwise he's staying in stagnant energy and just prolonging or resisting what is trying to come in that is going to bring him complete fulfillment. So they're mirrors of each other. They're really it's really two sides of the same coin again. So it's really interesting energy what's been shifting and happening for both counterparts. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, all that channeling out of the way, let's get to it. Let's see what's going on for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. This is going to be a quick reading since I already channeled for a long while. I just kind of wanted to do an update on this energy because, again, there's a lot that's happening. So these readings are going to be sporadic as I am called to. Also on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections, I'm hoping to have the Well, I'm hoping to have the money channeling, the abundance channeling, along with the meditation and a light language transmission up by the end of the month. So make sure that you check that out. Also, I will go on as I'm called to, but that's what we're going to be doing this month is just as I'm called to. I will be here, I will channel. And if you guys need a personal session, I am for the most part closed, but if there's something that absolutely comes up, do feel free to reach out to me and we'll get you booked in. All right. Let's see. Let's get the masculine energy, please. What's going on for the divine masculine? Soul merger, ebb and flow. Yes. They're also having a Kundalini awakening. So part of their ascension is this opening of the actually healing, this healing of all of their chakra. Their whole chakra system is healing, and that's what you've been doing together as counterparts. Is you have been working with each other within each other's chakra systems to heal, merging those energies, clearing those energies anywhere where there was imbalance, anywhere where there was distortion, anywhere where there was trauma within those chakra or energy systems. So the divine masculine is really having cleared and balanced those chakras, or really having this Kundalini awakening, this next level ascension awakening, and it's coming up to the crown, where they're having so much clarity. Their crown chakra is just bursting wide open, and they're having so much clarity. Now, what is that clarity? They're saying it's their behaviors, their mindsets, their beliefs, where they were holding themselves back. It's the old, outdated version of themselves. They're seeing where they were holding themselves back by remaining stuck in an old version of themselves. Even if they felt like they were moving forward, they were so kind of stuck in an old version of themselves based on old mindsets, repeating loops of mindsets, repeating karma, because they weren't changing the patterns. You change the pattern, you change your future, you change yourself. You heal the trauma by changing the pattern. And so that's what they were doing. They're doing things differently, or learning how to do things differently. That's part of the clarity that is coming in. I'm also getting very masculine and feminine energy with this ebb and flow word here. What I'm feeling from this is like this soul merger with the feminine. It is this inner union that is really taking place. I feel like they are very much feeling their feminine energy, which means they are feeling their divine feminine. So you might be on their mind a lot, even if you're not aware of this, even if you don't believe it. You are on their mind a lot. They're feeling your energy, just as you felt their energy for the whole of your journey, divine feminine, which drove you crazy. They are beginning to experience that as well. They're feeling your energy because they're becoming more open to it. The universe is opening them up to it. Their higher self is opening them up to it. So they're really going through this ascension, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. This is the rise of the conscious masculine. It's been this process for the past year or so. I mean, for longer than that, but really accelerated over the past year or so. But it is here. It is grounding to the point where you're going to start seeing physical evidence of it by the way they communicate, by the way they express themselves from the heart in genuine sincerity, by the way they handle themselves, by the shifts in, maybe some of them are clearing addictions, maybe some of them are clearing karmic relationships, maybe some of them are clearing just karma as a whole, some of them moving into mission or service or different jobs, more stability, more security. It's going to look a little bit different to everybody, but this is the divine masculine. It really is the divine masculine. Beautiful. Divine feminine. What's going on with the divine feminine? Speak your truth. Express yourself. Yes. Divine feminine has learned how to express herself in a very grounded, honest, open way. It's exactly what I was, as soon as I hit record, I start channeling, and what they call me to share, even with regards to my own experiences, it's for a purpose. That's exactly what we're bringing about here. It is that vulnerability. It is that intimacy. It is the expression of the self, the expression of emotions, not because she is trying to manipulate, not because she is trying to control, but because that is who she is. It is, again, like the masculine, sincere. It is genuine. It is true. It is honest. She is speaking her truth. So even if you are somebody who has always been communicative or expressive, this is on a different, more intimate, more vulnerable level, especially with your divine counterpart, especially with yourself. For others, I'm getting this wild feminine energy, Kelly Ma energy coming through. I love Kelly. She's really coming through as the wild feminine for advocacy, standing up, speaking up, especially when it comes to your morals, your values, your rights. This could be with regards to the collective, or this could be with regards to your own independent journey, your own individual journey. So, however, this plays out, it is you allowing yourself to express yourself, not keeping yourself small, not holding yourself back for the sake of others. No more people pleasing, no more sacrificing yourself, no more keeping yourself small, no more hiding yourself. This is you having a voice and not suppressing that voice. This is you advocating for your self-worth, for what you deserve, for claiming your space in the world. You are allowed and should take up space in this world because you are a part of this world, whether you're a masculine or a feminine, but especially the divine feminine that has been so suppressed and so persecuted and so oppressed on this planet. It is time for you to speak out and sing out and express yourself. Beautiful energy, very fierce energy coming through there. And the union energy. What do we need to know for the union energy? What do we need to know for the union? Oh my God, reunion. Reconciling differences. That is exactly what's happening. And you see the yin yang here. Transcending duality, transcending the opposites. If it felt like there were irreconcilable differences, if it felt like you were never going to reconcile, if it felt like you were never going to reconnect, if it felt like things just felt so damaged. Again, trust your intuition. This might not resonate for everybody, or it's going to resonate in different ways, but allowing yourself to open your heart. I'll tell you guys this for myself, I was at such peace in the time of my separation with my divine counterpart. But what was really happening was part of myself had put a guard up again. I was feeling joy, I was feeling peace because I was feeling him within. And I'm like, you know what? No matter where we are in the world, I'm at peace because I'm happy and I know that he's happy and I want him to be happy. And no matter where he is in the world, no matter where we are in the world, I know that we're always connected. That's inner union. That's the inner union that you feel. You always feel them with you. And unconditional love is just loving them no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing, no matter, that they're on their own journey, that they're walking their path just as you are walking yours, and you focus on yours, you're loving yours, you're feeling joyful, you're feeling peaceful, you are loving your path, because you're on your sacred path and you trust that they're on theirs. But what I found was that I was also guarding my heart a little bit, and that's where I had to be really intimate and vulnerable with myself and intimate and vulnerable with him. Now again, that's going to resonate for everybody a little bit differently, but for me, it was overcoming my fear of really expressing my heart and really expressing what I need and really expressing how I felt. And so with this energy, it's like I didn't think that would ever happen. I had kind of given up on the connection. And now I'm just, however it plays out, whether he is my life partner or not, I know that we have this sacred connection. I know that we have this spiritual connection. And in that respect, we will always be in union. And in that respect, we are in that reunion. So it's going to play out in a number of different ways. Just allow yourself to follow your heart. Allow yourself to follow your intuition. Allow yourself to be the sacred you. And allow them to be the sacred them. Because together, you are the sacred we. Wow, okay. The other card that flipped out that I didn't take because it was not flipped over was this divine creativity, this receiving cosmic intelligence. And what I'm getting from this is just allow your journey to unfold. This is the spiral. It is ascension. Ascension is just constant evolution and constant expansion and constant transformation. So allow this journey to keep unfolding, even in divine ways, even in unexpected ways. We had channeled a long time ago, expect the unexpected. Just allow yourself to trust in your journey, trust in your sacredness, trust in the sacredness that you share, in the love that's there. It doesn't mean that you accept poor behavior. It doesn't mean that you accept, lack of effort or lack of communication or breadcrumbs or whatever it is, because you're no longer abandoning yourself. You're no longer dishonoring yourself. That's where your self-empowerment and your self-mastery stems from. But your sacred partnership is experienced for a reason. It's for your growth and it's for your evolution. It's for your expansion, yes, but there's the love that is experienced there too. And so your partner is going through this expansion, this evolution, and this love, and it's experiencing this love as well. So allow yourselves to experience this love with each other. Have your boundaries and recognize where you're not abandoning yourself, where you're not dishonoring yourself, but also allow the love to just flow. Flow from you. Flow to your counterpart. Flow to God's source and from God's source. Flow to the world. Just allow the love to be there and flow, and allow the unfolding. Yeah, divine order. See, practice patience, but it's not patience as in waiting. It's patience as in just allowing the unfolding. Listening and trusting your higher self to guide you on your path, and knowing that you're going to meet people, even your divine counterpart, on your path when you're aligned to it, when it is time. Okay? All right, lots there. Where are we on time? Okay. Let's just end with a romance angels. We channeled a lot today. I don't want to get too deep into a reading. Let's just have a little bit of fun and see how are you guys feeling about each other. This journey can be fun. I promise. This journey can be fun if we allow it to be. It's very intense. It can be very painful because of everything that we're releasing and experiencing through that release. But it can be joyful and fun and loving too. Divine masculine, how are you feeling about the divine feminine? Divine masculine. Retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world. I feel like that's tied with the reunion energy. Yeah, look, true love at the bottom of the deck. I feel like they want to just sweep you up and like go on a retreat or go away for a little while, just you and them, to reconnect, to spend some time together, to just get to know each other again. I love this. It's like the sacred bubble. In the beginning of your journey, when you first meet your divine counterpart, and even during your journey when you're together, it really feels like you're in the sacred bubble where time stops, and time literally does stop when you're together. That is the power of your energies together. That is the magnetism of your love, the strength of your love. The energy is so powerful when you're together that time literally stops. It slows. You are truly in a sacred bubble. So you felt that when you first met. You might have felt that over the course of your journey. I feel like that's what your divine masculine really wants, really just to, maybe not in those words, but really just to spend time with each other and get to know each other and reconnect, in that sacredness, in that love, in that energy. Recognizing, I feel like your divine masculine really does recognize that true love might not, I feel like they're conscious of it, might not be able to take action on it, or might not be at that place where they are expressive of it, because I feel like this realization is happening for themselves now, and it's almost like they're discovering this for themselves, or needing to discover this for themselves. Divine feminine, how are you feeling about your divine masculine? Divine feminine, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, trusting your intuition for you to take whatever steps you're guided to take based on your wisdom and your intuition with regards to your journey. But I'm also feeling this energy of allowing yourself to open up again. If you had been very similar to me, closed down a little bit, not even recognizing that your heart is guarded, not even recognizing that you're closed down, allowing yourself to make the effort to open that up again. And I know it is so difficult, and I know it's very difficult. So trust your intuition, trust where you are on your path, Trust what you are receiving as far as actions to take. As far as opening your heart. Opening your heart doesn't mean, communicating with your counterpart if it doesn't feel right. Doesn't mean, expressing your love if it doesn't feel right. It doesn't mean going to see them if it doesn't feel right. Opening your heart just means allowing yourself to receive the energy. In a reading I did a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember which one, I had said that the divine feminine just needs to be able to receive the love. The masculine, I forget how this was worded, but the masculine was really loving on the divine feminine energetically. And the feminine, all she had to do was open herself up to receiving it. Again, it doesn't mean that she, opens herself up to dating or opens herself up to expressing herself or communicating with them. It's just allowing herself to receive that love energetically, period, the end. So allow yourself to open up your heart again to receiving that love. Because that is, number one, the connection, and number two, that is your role, divine feminine. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive. And what I'm also hearing is allow yourself to receive from the universe. Love from the universe in whichever way it's trying to come in. This could be another physical romantic relationship. This could be friends and soul family. This could be opportunities that the universe is trying to bring you for abundance and stability. This could be from your counterpart, energetically or otherwise, but allow yourself to open up to receiving. Don't guard that heart. Don't close it down. Make that effort to open up. Oh my gosh. I was asking about the union space, and we have my union card, which is wedding, that flew out. This is my union card. Again, reunion, this union energy. I do feel like even if we can't see how it is aligning, even if it looks like separation, remember that this separation energy was just realignment. It was an ending had to happen in order for a new beginning to occur, because it's what I've been channeling on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections for the past couple of months. That Kali Ma energy coming in again to kind of shake things up, because what was working before was the old version of yourself. It was your wounded self. It was your distorted self that was trying to make union work. And so that old version of yourself, even in your physical world, had to crumble and end in order for this new energy to come in. And that's what this new energy is. This new energy is union energy. This new energy is that Christ consciousness energy. That this new energy is unconditional love. And you feel that especially between you guys as partners. All right, you guys, I do encourage you, as I am, again, taking a little bit of a break, to check out the past Sacred Union Energy updates, collective messages, and channelings on both of my channels. Go to the ones that resonate for you, even the daily energy draws, which are kind of not happening anymore, but all of those readings are meant to be timeless. So feel free during this little break, if you guys need some guidance, feel free to go and check out any of my recordings, readings, light language transmissions, because they will be helpful for you. Just take it as it resonates for you. They're all meant to be timeless. So go ahead and see whatever it is that you need. I hope that it all helps. I am sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.